Game 3 of the American League Wild Card series between the Guardians and Tigers is now through 6 innings. Jose Ramirez, who has an RBI single for the Guardians, just flew out to end the 6th. Tigers up by a score of 2-1. Tigers taking the lead on Dylan Dingler's solo home run in the top of the 6th inning. Winner of this series gets the Mariners in the American League Divisional Series. Padres and Cubs about to get underway from Wrigley, while the Red Sox and Yankees play tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson didn't practice for the second straight day because of his hamstring strain. Safety Kyle Hamilton, corner Marlon Humphrey, and linebacker Roquan Smith also sat out today's workouts. Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield did practice. His teammate running back Bucky Irving didn't. Irving dealing with foot and shoulder injuries. Niners and Rams tonight, 8:15 Eastern Time. On 3 reports, the NCAA tournament is getting closer to expanding to 76 schools in time for 2027.
I'd like to think we know a little bit about a little bit.
I know what I'm doing. Rooting for the Yankees. Let's go! Yeah!
Woo!
I know what I'm doing. I'm booing the Red Sox.
Who are you rooting for in the game that's on right now? Tigers up a run on the Cleveland Guardians. You have a horse in that race mentally or no?
No, but I like Gleyber Torres still, so I guess I'll root for him.
I would say it's really a matter of, do you want the team that made this miraculous comeback, or do you want to see Detroit right the ship after collapsing worse than anyone other than the Mets?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens, and we'll keep you posted. We're Covino and Rich. We're broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, and we be rocking out. Let's go! Postseason ghost season. Remember, don't yawn throughout the month of October, because when you do, a ghost sticks his junk in your face. Iowa Sam is on the ones and twos. Danny G is the super producer of this professional gram. Covino and Rich. What up, Danny G? Congrats on your Dodgers, man.
Thank you.
You know what's gross about the Dodgers? Just their ability to hit the ball and step up in the moment. It's like they picked up right where they left off, like they're tailor-made for October. Guys like Kike Hernandez step up like they're superstars. I don't know what it is, man. It's like they turn on, they look great already. And, hey, congrats to the Reds on a decent run and for making it. But the Dodgers just outclassed them, just too big of a team, and congrats again to them.
I will say this. Starting Saturday, you can't have those bullpen shenanigans against Philadelphia. It's not going to work.
No, but you saw that they found their closer in Roki, who was hurt all season and healthy just in time.
Seems that way.
It seems that way, but I'm just saying, like, the Dodgers.
The setup guys, yes, they are struggling.
They can score at will, it seems. Like, that lineup is just insane in the membrane.
But these games and the series have been tremendous,
like
and the ratings prove it. Ratings are up. Everything about it is exciting.
You know,
these games are nail-biters. Can I tell you something? Watching that game, again, as a Yankees fan yesterday, Yankees, Red Sox, it was a must-win for the Yankees, obviously. They won the game, and I found it, like, almost impossible to enjoy because I'm pacing the house. I feel alive.
That's the fun of being a fan.
I was going to say, you feel alive in the moment, but are you really having fun where you're so nervous the whole time?
It's the great debate of sports. It's the great debate. Do you rather your football team win 24-21, or do you rather them win 31-3?
It makes it a great game, I think, for the casual viewer and the person who's not emotionally invested. But when you're as emotionally invested as I am, or as everybody is when they really root for a team, it's hard to have fun if it's not a blowout. Like, I want the Yankees to blow them out tonight so I can enjoy, relax, and, like, have fun.
That's no fun.
I'll be moonwalking in my socks throughout the living room if they score more than, like, 4. Can they have a big inning and score, like, 6-7 runs?
You know what's fun?
That's fun.
What's fun right now is Detroit, Cleveland, 2-1, 6th inning.
Yeah, but
For
it's
you-
so close. Exactly. When it's so close, it's just gut-wrenching.
It's fun for everyone, and when you look back, all the best games, all the best sports memories you have are always a close game. No one's like, you know what I loved?
No, I disagree.
I
love
loved when my team won 12-2.
Yes, because it takes away
Stressful.
it takes away the stress and it just enhances the joy.
I think after if you win and it was stressful, you're like, oh, what a game. But if it's like you lose, you're like, my soul.
yes,
it's gone.
I
As you
felt
see-
more relief than elation yesterday.
As you see my old school 49ers sweatshirt on tonight, I'm wearing it because I might have to suit up tonight. They might need to have me play with Pierce all out, Brock Purdy
What's
out.
your position, Rich? What would you play?
What would I play? Slot receiver.
Punter.
They need someone to catch the ball.
Punter. So
They're fine there.
When
They
you-
need someone to catch the ball.
when you think that back to my childhood,
There's got to be so many jokes there. I'm just so focused on the Yankees, I couldn't think of it.
what is
Rich is a long snapper. a
long
whippersnapper.
snapper? I have a question.
Rich
If-
is Bobby Boucher.
If you're a 49ers fan, it's a great example because they won back-to-back Super Bowls. 89, 90, 88, 89, depending if you call out the Super Bowl season or the season year. The first time was the drive with Montana against the Bengals. John Taylor back in the end zone. The Niners win on that final drive. Remember, there's John Candy in the stands. The next year, they beat the Broncos 55-10.
Yeah, I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm
What's
not
what's
saying
more fun?
I'm not saying it's a better game, but it's more enjoyable because there's less stress involved.
I remember being a
I'm
little
not
boy.
having fun when I'm pacing around the
No,
living room
that's
the whole
the
time.
fun.
And then the dog's looking at you like, what's going on? You taking me out for a walk or
Dude,
what?
I remember as a little boy, I'll admit this, I was like almost crying in my room thinking like, the Niners are going to lose to the Bengals. And then Montana does the drive. I remember jumping around like on my bed like I was in a hotel room just jumping on the bed.
Also on NFL Sundays, I know Rich, you do the same thing. Your places never look cleaner because I stress clean
Yes,
during
yes,
games. I'm like, oh, that's
yes.
dusty, and
Yeah.
I'm dusting, and it's crazy. I know I'm not alone in that.
My
No, you're not.
living room and kitchen look immaculate. The wood glimmer and shine on my kitchen table from how many times I broke out the pledge. Come on, Brock Purdy.
It's really a question
Yeah.
of, are these nail biters actually entertaining if you're emotionally invested? If you're just a casual fan, yeah, they're great games. But
Well, listen, when you're on the losing end, it ends up sucking. But I talked about it this season with my Met friends. I was like, yeah, man, like, what do you rather? Do you rather win the division by 15 games? And they're like, yes.
yes, I agree.
I love
'Cause
the
it takes away the
nail-biting
pressure.
nature of it, but if you come out on the winning side of it, you know?
I don't know if that's fun when you're pacing around like a lunatic. But hey, we'll keep you posted. Right now, again, live from LA. A quick reminder, with the iHeartRadio app, you can stream us wherever you happen to be. Catch all the Fox Sports Radio shows that you love, like this one, 24/7 on the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Just search Fox Sports Radio in the app. Stream us live every day, and be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as your number one preset. Number one on your presets, number one in your heart on the iHeartRadio app, Covino and Rich. And if you miss any of today's show, any show ever, catch our podcast. Search Covino, Covino, and Rich, wherever you get your podcast. And rate us. Follow, rate, and review. 5 stars only. Thank you. And if you leave a nice review, you qualify for a Nerf football, bribery ball, CNR on FSR. Now, stick around later today because every Thursday we reminisce and we get you involved. We call it old school when 50 hits. So about 42 minutes from now, we throw it back, and I'll just say it involves comic strips. How about that?
Ooh.
Cartoons, kind of. We'll
Cartoons.
explain. And we're going to get you involved today. And another quick reminder, Overpromise debuts today. That's our bonus podcast, and we'll tell you what that's all about as we go on. In the meantime, Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube to watch us live and to get our bonus podcast later on. But so much to get to. I hope all your teams are winning. I hope you're enjoying the postseason ghost season. And speaking of baseball, Rich,
I got to just ask you one more time about the close game or blowout.
I'm not going to agree with you. You
But I
and
don't
I are
expect
different
you to.
people. You're a high energy, high strung guy. I like to chill. I was born with chill. You were born with none. I want to relax and watch my team blow them out and beat them and not be stressed. I understand it's a better game when it's close, but for me personally, I like to know that we have it in the bag.
Yeah, but that's like
that's stressful, man.
that's
They
too
won
easy.
yesterday, and I was stressed out the whole time. I didn't have fun watching that.
But
I
you
was
know what you
pulling
got?
my hair out. I
Who's
lost
your-
hair.
who's-
I lost calories.
Who's your reliever?
I ripped a hole in my sock from just walking around so much.
Who's your reliever that looked like he was the most excited man in the world? Who was that?
Cruz, man?
Cruz, when he comes off the mound and he's like, like banging his chest. How are you not fired up yourself in
That
that
was
moment?
me, but only out of relief, not out of joy.
So my point is, I like, you could say like it's torturous, but I like watching my team almost play from behind at times and catch up, or I like.
Yeah, you probably like being
I-
tortured by women too. It's a weird preference. It's
I
not
like,
mine.
I like the game being.
You also like being stomped on with women in high heels.
That's
not my thing.
Not into that at all, by the way. But if the
Not what I
game, if
heard.
the game is 2-2, and you're like, all right, we got this part of the lineup coming up. To me, that's like a good, fun, healthy stress. I hate games when your team is winning. Let's say your team was winning 12-2. There's times where you're almost rooting for your team to get out so you can get the game moving along. Like, all right, let's move this along. Like, all right, sixth inning, come on. You're more worried about like, all right, let's just get.
Yeah. Unless you have a bad bullpen, then you're like four more runs.
But like Danny, there was a point last night where Dodgers fans had to be like, all right, let's move this along. All right, Pajes or whoever's up at the end of the lineup, just ground out. So
Pajes.
Pajes?
Yeah, no.
No, it's
Pothead.
not pothead. All right, come on, let's go.
No, I
Let's-
hear what you're saying. Part of you just wants to get it over.
Like
at that
you
point.
ever go to a game and it's a blowout even in your favor, and you're sort of like, all right, line up. Like, come on, we don't need. Let's got to beat traffic. Come on. I'm just saying, I love a close game, and I was locked in to that Red Sox Yankees game.
You also love a parade. People are different.
But you know what I didn't like? The Dodgers Reds game. Dodgers outmatched that bunk team. So, when they got that 2-run lead in the first inning off of the Teoscar little mishandle in right field, I was happy about that, Danny, because I'm like, all right, at least now like there's a little excitement because I knew the Dodgers would somehow put up at least 5-10. I don't know why you would want to watch a blowout. If it's a Sunday football, I'll turn a game off. If like, all right, the second
Because there's less stress involved. Different strokes for different folks. I get it. Like I said, I understand we're not going to agree, but you're not going to convince me otherwise. I feel alive in those moments, but I'm stressed out. I'd like to sit back and, you know what I felt like? Remember that old Adam Sandler bit on a Throwback Thursday of the nervous kid playing baseball? Like, oh no, please don't hate it to me. Oh no, oh yeah, oh no.
or the excited Southerner.
Every time the Yankees were on defense,
Yeah.
when a new pitcher took the mound, I'm dying inside because I'm like, oh no, the Red Sox are going to score. Oh no. And then when they're at bat, I'm like, oh yes, please score a run. Oh yes. That's the only relief I
Now-
get is when they're playing offense.
Everything you're saying.
Otherwise, I'm dying inside the whole
you're-
time.
Everything you're saying makes sense. You just want your team to win, and I get it. And
Convincingly and easily.
And my dumb theory only makes sense if your team wins. I'm just saying all your best memories in sports never have to do with blowouts. I guarantee Dan Byer, who's a big Seahawks fan, one of his favorite memories is definitely when Richard Sherman and Michael Crabtree and you guys, the Niners are about to go for the win and you guys won. That's a game where you were probably pacing around your living room, or you might have even been at that game. Like, those are the moments you live for as a sports fan, no?
Yeah, absolutely. And then the next year when they were down by the Packers and had that crazy comeback and then ended up winning in overtime, that was another one. Compared to when they blew out the Broncos in the Super Bowl and it was over at halftime, there were absolutely different feels.
And not to say you don't appreciate it, but when they blew out the Broncos in the Super Bowl, towards the third quarter, weren't you sort of like, all right, let's just move the clock along and hoist the trophy?
Yeah.
Like,
As soon as Percy Harvin ran the kickback, you're like, all right, this is
okay.
yeah.
Let's get this over.
In retrospect, right? And again,
Of course,
if your
it's all
team,
retrospect.
If your team is not in it,
By the way, the
then
Tigers
this
up.
does not apply to you.
Tigers up 6-1.
You stealing my job, Rich?
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm
That's
sorry.
all right. It's all
Tigers
good.
up 6-1, and this got a little out of hand quick. So Cleveland has 9 outs left at home to try to make this a game. But see, if you're a Detroit fan, yeah, of course you want to pile on. You're like, oh, come on, make it 8-1. That's not as exciting. I'm not locked into this game in my peripherals as much now.
I disagree. Yeah, because again, you're a casual fan. You're not a fan of either one of those teams, so you want to see a close game. If you root for that team, you want them to win and not stress you out.
I could sum it up. The difference between you and I.
No, but the answer's in the body language. If you're pacing around like a maniac, your body language would imply you're not really having fun. You're kind of stressed, but it's good stress. It's fun stress. I get that.
Do you remember when
but
the
it's
49ers
not like it's not a joyous moment until the game's over. And then I sit there and I think, man, that was, I don't know, man. Because if they would have lost last night, you feel like quitting the sport. Like, I'm not watching ever again.
Do you remember that 49ers game in the playoffs where they were completely outplayed in the snow in Green Bay, but they somehow blocked a punt in the fourth quarter, scored a touchdown, and the Niners won? If you remember, Danny, I jumped in my pool. That was like they started the tradition. That was the most, again, Covino, I get what he's saying, like unenjoyable, yet at the end you're like, oh my God. You don't want to be stressing out the whole time.
Splashy, splashy.
But the difference between Covino and I, which is probably the difference between so many listeners and people checking us out right now.
You love to be tortured.
I love a little torture.
Well, that's weird. I'm not into that.
In that,
I don't need clamps on my nipples.
I'm not saying got to clamp the nips, but what I'm saying is, if the Mets or one of my teams is winning 11-2, I'm actually sometimes not watching anymore. I'm like, all right, awesome.
That's because you're a pea-brain.
No,
I love that.
Covino will
pile it on.
Covino will be at dinner. Get this. This is the way to best sum it up. If we're at dinner, Danny G, having some wings, guys' night out. You know, we always joke that Covino has his phone out for every Yankees game there is.
Yeah, can't miss a minute. I respect that.
But now, if the Yankees are winning 8-1, I'm like, all right, they got this one. I'm turning it off. Covino loves to watch the pylon.
Because they're my only joy. That's my only joy in life.
If the Mets are up
what
big,
else do I got?
If the Mets are up big, I turn it off. I'm like, hey, they got this one. I don't
that's weak, bro. How could you even admit that
Also,
on the
Rich,
radio?
sports is kind of like our version of a soap opera. We don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, I want to see
feel like you're left out.
Numbers.
Yeah, you don't want to be left out of anything that happens with your team.
I want them to build their confidence. Yeah, keep building that confidence. Everyone get involved in the party. Yeah, keep getting RBIs. Keep getting hits. Pile it on. And then take away the stress. Enjoy the victory.
I have the flip question, and then we'll move on.
So, again, this all stems from some of these games. Most of these games have been nail-biters, except for your Dodgers, Danny G. Are you really enjoying them when your heart's on the line the entire time? They're tough to enjoy because last night was very stressful. If they didn't win, that was the last baseball game I watched for the season.
What's worse?
It's hard to relax in that moment.
What's worse, buddy?
Yeah.
And I'm not putting this out there in the universe, but I sort of am. What would you be more upset by? Red Sox win 9-1 tonight, or they win 2-1 in the ninth?
The blowout would probably upset me more because, I would at least have the
hope,
the peace of mind and the solace of knowing that they were in the game and they battled.
Yeah, you want to scratch until the very end.
Yeah, like a blowout. I'm like, that's how you go out. I mean, that's weak.
Yeah, but the close one, you leave yourself with more what ifs though.
I don't know, man. Me and you view these things differently, I guess.
Yeah,
and that's why it's a fun question for you, Fox Sports Radio Nation. 877-99 on Fox. But the question only applies if your team's in it and your heart's on the line. Because again, if it's not, then all you want to see a close game. I understand that. It's like, I don't know, it's like every game in the if your team's not in the Super Bowl, you want to see a good competitive game. You don't want to see a blowout.
So let me ask you this: with the 4 wild card games, yours already wrapped up, Danny G. Dodgers, Phillies. What matchup do you like better for the DS? Do you want it to be a divisional Cubbies Brewers, or do you want to see the Padres Brewers? What do you think is more fun?
Oh, you're asking. I think you're asking Dan.
Yeah, anyone. Padres Brewers or Cubbies Brewers?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because that game just started. That's in the first. Sorry, Dan Byer. Just letting you.
I'd like to see Padres
0-0.
I personally would like to see them. There's a lot of star power in San Diego. I want to see how these young Brewers size up with
and
it.
As much as
in this moment,
as much as it might be fun to see you cry about the Yankees, I think Yankees Blue Jays, being that they did tie.
Oh yeah,
they both had the same exact record. I think Yankees Blue Jays would be a great divisional matchup. What do you think about this? It looks like it's Detroit, Seattle, and that's going to be a battle too. I think we got some great playoffs, man.
I think what we'll agree on here, Rich, in this weird debate we're having, and it's like, how do you enjoy the game? How do you feel about these close matchups? Is you do get that sense of feeling like alive, like you're so in the moment. You're so invested. You're so animated. You're so into it. And that is the fun of sports. I get it. But, man, it's uberly stressful, and I definitely lost a lot of hair watching that game yesterday.
I could tell your hairline.
Yeah, so I got a hat on today, man.
Mike in Cincinnati hit us up, and he said, guys, there's a rub here. He goes, Wait until your kids get a little older, Rich. When it comes to watching pros versus your kids, when your kids are an important game, you want the blowout. You don't, because he's like, you'll lose, as he said, years off your life watching your kids in a really close game.
Compete in anything. Yeah, I agree.
I know there's been a lot of conversation. We were even talking yesterday about not feeling fulfilled by a Red Sox-Yankees 3-game series. You know, like you would want like a 7 sort of game series. However, in terms of like how it like builds up and how it feeds out, I'm not too mad at the 3-game series because there's no guarantee we would get a 7-game series or even a 5-game series from them. But I'm just curious from your guys' perspective, especially Covino, like are you mad that you had to face the Red Sox, or would you rather have faced them in a 7-game series? Since you like the blowout, not the close game, how do you feel about facing your rival in a short sort of format as opposed to a longer one?
I look at it this way. It used to be a 1-game playoff.
Yeah.
Remember that? So
looking back at
better than that.
looking back at that, I get it. But looking back, and for years we had a 1-game, 2 wild card teams played one game.
I do wish it was a 5-game series, though. I do. I do wish it was a little longer. But I know it's better than it used to be, so I can't complain.
The only reason it can't be a 5-game is because then you have these teams with a bye. They can't sit around for a week, and then you're going into November. So, yeah, it makes sense.
I do like how they took the travel out of it also.
Yeah. And I think it's a significant advantage for the home team to be able to get all 3 games at, the higher seeded team in those series. But some fans were feeling not fulfilled because they only get 3 games. Could have only got 2 if your Yankees didn't win last night of that series.
They painted a big picture last night about how, you know me, I'm not a Yankees fan at all. The Bronx looked popping last night. That stadium looked like – I haven't seen that excitement at Yankee Stadium in quite a while. It seemed like they were panning around the crowd. They panned a little too much to this one dude in a mustache. Like some random guy, and he kept pointing. I
didn't notice because I was walking around like a maniac.
But
my girlfriend's like, "Can you sit down?" I'm like, "No, I can't."
The same way the Dodgers broadcaster was obsessed with Jason Bateman.
Oh, that in the service dog.
Like, can we enough of Bateman and the service dog?
By the way, Rich, the guy with the mustache was Austin Wells, and he had the game-winning hit last night.
Not that guy.
Yeah, so.
All right, well, listen, enjoy your MLB playoffs. We'll talk, of course, a little bit more about MLB throughout the day, but lots of NFL. We got Thursday Night Football kicking off Week 5. My Niners are depleted, but I have a thought about the Niners-Rams tonight. We'll get to that. Plus, we'll go old school and 50 hits. A lot more coming up. Your buds, Covino and Rich.
If you're looking for a new way to hire and manage your workforce, Express Employment Pros makes it easy. Shout out to Cousin Brucey. Forget about posting jobs, sifting through resumes, being ghosted, and interviews with unqualified applicants. Move up to the pros with ExpressPros.com.
Express is your full-service workforce solution, connecting you with top talent fast. Every day, get this. Express recruits and screens a variety of workers in your area. So when it's time to hire, they have the talent you need to go to work. A contract workforce through Express could help you manage contingent labor costs, provide the people you need to meet with current demands, and if you need full-time employees, Express can recruit them for you.
And get this. Express Employment Pros helps tens of thousands of companies find workers, saving business time and increasing flexibility. Find your nearest location at expresspros.com.
Oh, yeah? Each of the 870 Express locations, locally owned and operated, but supported by a huge international headquarters. So listen, we know hiring stressful. Stop the hassles and partner with Express. Go to expresspros.com and find that location near you. one of those nights where my family was just all in the living room, chilling out. We let our kids stay up a little later because they were sort of watching the football game and sort of learning the game a little bit more last night. They both seemed sort of locked in, Cowboys, Packers. My wife's family, Packers fans. So they're watching, and I'm explaining, like, see the yellow line? That's a first down. They get 4 chances to get 10 yards. I'm like doing the dad instructional. And of all games, I'm trying to teach them about the rules. It's a damn tie. And then I had to think to myself, well, do I have any real feelings about a tie? And I think I'm going to defend the tie today. I'm going to defend the bolo tie because I think it's a cool look. Remember Phillip Rivers would rock the bolo tie? I'm going to defend the tie in football because I think what it does to the standings is awesome. Because at the end of the year, if you're OCD about seeing what team is where, now the Packers are probably going to be like 11-5-1, 10-6-1, the 12-4. Yeah, that one is going to really mess up that North. But do you think there's something really crappy about two teams battling 4 quarters plus overtime, and it's 40-40, and they both walk away like, eh?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
How do you fix it, though? We talked about this for years. And my solution is simple. Dan Beyer, add 5 minutes.
Yes.
Each team got the ball, and it seems like each team with the legit possession equals about 10 minutes. If you had 5 more minutes left in that overtime period, just make it another quarter, 15 minutes. I think someone urgently moves the ball down the field and at least tries a winning field goal. I think 10 minutes is just designed for a tie in a weird way.
It 100% is. And previously, I think they were just trying to get the game over with.
Yeah.
On the first score that wins the game. And then you do the thing where you're like, okay, well, now it's got to be both teams have first touchdown wins the game. So if you kick a field goal, that lent it to, all right, we're gonna have more ties, because they did. There were multiple ties in previous seasons under the old rule of field goal does not win it for you. Touchdown wins it for you. There were more ties. Now with this, they never changed the period length. Adding 5 more minutes to the quarter would be a huge, huge difference, because it just doesn't make any sense to have it this way when if you are going to have a field goal drive, it's probably going to be about 4 to 5 minutes, especially too if one of the teams is always going for it on 4th down if they need to, because they have to tie the game because they're trailing at that point.
And like you said, the length of a drive in that situation is about 4 to 5 minutes. Do that 2 times, you match field goals to tie. My team hasn't tied in a long time. I would love to hear from a Packers fan or a Cowboys fan. How are you feeling today? Is it like, because you're not, your football team does determine your mood. I'm a little sour today. My Mets lost and the Niners lost. So today I woke up and I'm like, yeah, sort of feel a little like ass. If your team ties, do you feel good about that? Like after the game, even when the players were bro hugging and the coaches were shaking hands, it almost feels like an odd, like, when you're at a blackjack table and you're like, sweet, I got a 20, and the dealer flips a 20 and you're like, oh.
Well, it was better for Packers fans than running out of time there at the end with that pass that went out of bounds.
No,
because that would have been a disaster.
They're so lucky that ball immediately went down.
The 1 second to go. I just think ties happen so infrequent. Like it was a couple years ago we had like 2 or 3 in a season, but I think you just sort of move on and deal with it because they happen infrequently enough that most of the time you do have a winner and a loser. But it happens. And it is a weird feeling. It's like you have to tell your kids this one like thing that happens that doesn't happen very often, but you have to explain it, and you're like, well, it's like not a win or a loss. It's a tie. It's a draw.
I don't know. I mean, I like it because, again, I feel like it's at the end of the season, it's always fun because it messes up your playoff positions and standings and rankings. Just for all you know, towards the end of the year, the Lions and Packers, they might be battling, and it's like, ooh, that half a game is either going to work for or against the Packers. So you're right, better than a loss, but do we think ties stink?
So on and so on and Scooby-Dooby-Dooby. Covino and Rich. Different strokes to rule the world.
I just saw one of those baseball stats where you're like, no way.
Give it to me, Dwayne stats.
Because there's always a stat that amazes you. in the career battle between the Detroit Tigers and the Cleveland Indians / Guardians, today is the rubber match because until today, those two franchises are 1,167 and 1,167 against each other.
Wow. That's
Is that
crazy.
insane?
That is insane.
So today, it looks like Detroit wins the rubber match after, close to 2,500 games. So is that wild?
That is wild. Covino and Rich live from the Fox Sports Radio studios. Remember Old School in 50 hits. In about 20 minutes, we throw it back and reminisce. We're going to talk old school cartoons. We'll explain later on. Plus, our bonus podcast debuts today, episode 111, and I'll tell you more about it later on. So in the meantime, catch us on our YouTube page, Covino and Rich FSR. Iowa Sam playing some Sly and the Family Stone. That is Sly and the Family Stone, right, Sam?
Absolutely, sir. And by the way, remember like a long time ago, I was like, do Yankees fans ever say Yank D's? And you're wearing the shirt.
Yank D.
And you know who made that shirt?
Who?
Store at CovinoandRich.com.
Right.
We made it.
It's an
What?
official CNR shirt. And what's
Yeah.
great about this
Say
shirt?
what?
I thought that was from Gronk's website.
No.
He would make a shirt like that.
Yeah, Yankees, man. It's great because if you love the Yankees, it works. And if you hate the Yankees,
Oh,
it
it's
works.
awesome.
So available at CovinoandRich.com.
I love it.
Yankees, let's go. And if you just joined us, Rich and I are proving without even trying how different we are. The guy was born with no chill. So he loves a nail biter. If your team's in a nail biter, it's almost hard to say you enjoyed the game because the Yankees won yesterday. But afterward, I'm thinking to myself, did I really enjoy that? I felt relief afterward, but I'm like, I don't even know if that was fun. That was so stressful. So that's basically what we're wrapping up now. It's easy.
And you know what? You're right, though. We are cut from a different cloth because
Yeah, mine's leather. Yours is like, I don't know what yours is.
Burlap.
Yeah, burlap or something. Some sort of burlap sack.
I don't care what mine is, but yours is definitely leather because you think you're like the Mexican Fonz. Oh, hey.
Where's leather chaps?
It is interesting, though, because in all aspects of life, I do like that thrill of
Panic?
of panic and uncertainty.
That's
and
terrible.
I feel like it's
For example, the Tigers are up 6-1, right? Rich says, you see this game right here? Tigers, Cleveland? I'm bored by it already because it's 6-1. I'm like, I get it because you don't care about either team. But Detroit Tigers fans feel great about that. That's my point.
But you know who would
'Cause
give them
there's-
more a rush? They would have more of a rush if it was 2-1
That's
still.
not joy. That's panic. And I think you have like a misunderstanding of what joyous feels like.
I'm a roller coaster guy. You're a teacup guy, I guess.
Well, maybe.
Wow.
Maybe I'm a Peter Pan's flight kind of guy.
What?
Have you ever
went on Peter Pan's flight?
Have you ever had
No.
how do I say this politely on Fox Sports? Have you ever made love in a place where you could get caught? Where you're like, no way.
Risk adrenaline rush?
I must love that. And then you would think I'm a skydiver or something. I'm not. I just feel like you like very little risk and you like very little excitement. Like you seem like sort of a dud of a guy to me.
Jeez.
Sadie seems like a dud.
You like to be titillated, Rich? That's what you like?
Yeah. He likes a nail biter.
He likes titillation?
He thinks that's fun.
Yeah.
You realize that it's called a nail biter because you're nervous and you're panicky the whole time. Biting your nails doesn't equal fun. I think you were dropped on your head or something. You're misunderstanding. Put that helmet on, that Strauss helmet, because that's not fun until it's over and they won.
I think you remember it fondly because of how stressful it was. Like I
Of
think
course.
I think of certain football wins for Iowa where they escaped, and you're like, that was amazing,
All right,
but only
well.
after the fact.
Here's the deciding factor. What do you guys think? Hit us up at Covino and Rich at Fox Sports Radio. We'll wrap it up with one more phone call.
All right.
We have James in Orlando. You're on the Covino and Rich Show.
Orlando! What'd you do to your
877-99
hair?
Fox. What
What's
up,
up?
buddy?
What's up, gentlemen? Bet Show Radio right here.
Thank you, man.
Talking to you guys. Yeah, first time in. Yeah, man, I'm with Covino on this one. I'm a Miami Hurricane, and let me tell you something. All week I've been stressing about this game coming up on Saturday, and I am going to be wearing out the carpet if it's a close game.
No, for real.
I'm going to be pacing, and I want to blow out. I want to blow out so I can
Relax.
watch them kick ass.
Yes. James, you know what? You said you wore out your carpet. I don't have carpets, but you know what I have now? I started off the night with a brand new pair of gold toe socks. They were mint. By the end of the night, they were screen door socks on the bottom. You know what I mean by
Mesh
screen
door.
door socks?
Yeah.
I already wore through a brand new pair.
His
no, they're down to
socks
the
are-
fibers.
His socks look like the dirty screens in My Cousin Vinny that the old lady couldn't see through.
There you go.
And my girlfriend, I have a theory on this too, because girls don't burn through socks the way guys do. They don't.
We're
Look at
usually
your-
heavier, too.
Look at your wife and girlfriend's socks. Both of them. If you have both, look at both of their socks. They don't have the
If you
screen
have a
doors.
gumad, look at hers. Yeah.
They don't have the screen door troubles that we have. And my theory is this: they don't panic about sports the way we do, and they don't create as much friction as we do as big fat slobs. They don't have that weight friction pacing around watching a really tight fight or a tight game the way we do. Because my girlfriend hits me up. She's like, "Aren't you embarrassed wearing those things?" I'm like, "These are game day socks. What do you want from me?"
Have you ever watched a fight with Covino? He's shadowboxing
Yeah.
like he's Tank Davis or something.
It's nerve-wracking. And
I
yes,
mean, nowadays there are so many females who are huge sports fans, just like us. And I will say about my better half, baseball, Dodgers is what stresses her out the most. But you're right, she stresses in a whole different way. I'm pacing, and she rocks in her chair.
Yeah.
Like the way you see Rich with his nervous energy. That's what she'll do when Vesia comes in. She's rocking like this.
Can I tell you my pet peeve about my wife? Because I have very few, because she's a good woman. My wife has this stupid approach to sports.
Oh boy, somebody sent her this soundbite.
My wife has the stupidest. My kids think stupid's a curse word. It's so funny. Dude, Dad said stupid. She doesn't want to watch big plays when her team is playing.
Oh.
She covers her eyes and dips in the kitchen.
She's like looking in the fridge.
I
do that too.
My
man.
wife's a Packers fan. When they were playing Sunday night against the Cowboys during a big play, I'm like, "Babe, it's 3rd and 1," and she's in the kitchen and she's like, "I can't watch."
It's
I can't
nerves.
watch. I'm like, "What do you can't watch?"
It's nerves.
You gonna dip away for all the big plays? What are you, a psycho?
And you know what? We're gonna move on slightly,
Yes.
but I had that same exact thought yesterday because I couldn't watch, and I'm like, that's why they're in the big leagues though, because they're able to slow it down and compose themselves, and they're more in control. When you're a fan, you're not in control. If you've played sports, you're in it. You're not nervous. But I was watching Anthony Volpe in a pressure moment yesterday. I'm thinking, my goodness, he's there in front of 55,000 screaming fans, bunch of New York botchagaloops, millions watching all over the place, and he's in the moment. Meanwhile, I can't even watch. So nerves are high, and that's what makes it exciting, but I'm not sure if I had fun watching last night, and that's the question.
Well,
So we have to talk some NFL.
No
because
doubt.
There's so much going on.
Yeah.
There's even a fight rumor today.
So-
you know what? I'm going to save that fight rumor for overpromise.
all right. So fights, football, baseball, stress, but let's go to Dan Byer for an update. DB, what's doing, my friends?
Hey, guys, a lot doing. First of all, in Cleveland, the Tigers, a 4-run 7th inning, extended their lead over the Guardians to 6-1, playing in the bottom of the 8th inning. Seattle awaits the winner of this contest, and the Tigers are 5 outs away. Padres and Cubs are scoreless at Wrigley. However, bottom of the 2nd inning, Cubs have the bases loaded with no one out. So the Cubbies looking to put something on the board. Winner of this game faces the Brewers in the next round. Red Sox and Yankees, as you guys have said, 8 o'clock Eastern time tonight. At 8:15, it's the 49ers and Rams. No Brock Purdy for San Francisco. Mac Jones gets the start. 49ers also short at the wide receiver position with no Ricky Pearsall or Jawan Jennings. The Commanders are in a bit of a similar situation while Jaden Daniels comes back in Week 5 to face the Chargers. Terry McLaurin and Noah Brown didn't make the trip to L.A., and Deebo Samuel missed his 2nd straight practice. So the Commanders could be without some key weapons Sunday against the Chargers. No practice again for Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson, missing his 2nd straight day because of a hamstring injury. Buccaneers got good news that Baker Mayfield was on the practice field after sitting out yesterday's workout, but Bucky Irving didn't practice for the 2nd straight day because of foot and shoulder injuries for the running back. Panthers running back Chuba Hubbard missed practice for the 2nd straight day with a calf injury. Guys, back to you.
Hey, thanks, Dan.
No,
Appreciate it.
John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan don't need me tonight, do they? Well, they're
might.
good? Okay.
That's every dude's secret fantasy that doesn't involve women. You're there at the game,
And they call you in.
and the coach looks
They
at you
point
like,
at you.
You! And you're like, me?
Me?
Yeah, you!
Yeah,
You're
me.
in there!
We need you.
Get in there! Or you throw a ball back to the field, and
you're
you're
like,
like,
what? His arm.
right?
What
That's
an
so
arm.
stupid.
Let's say,
Is that it? Did anyone ever make a movie like that for real? Because every guy has thought that once in their life.
well,
Hey, you got a hell of an arm,
you
kid.
know,
Get
who's-
in there.
You know who's living their dream right now? PCA,
Look at him.
the Cubbies getting Wrigley fired up. He just got a little bloop single with the bases juiced. Cubbies up 1-0 on you, Darvish, and the Padres right now. All right, we got more baseball, more football, and we're going to go old school when 50 hits. More Covino and Rich next right here on Fox Sports Radio. But we got to talk about Bad Bunny because, my goodness, the social media reaction. Danny G, I was watching just like you Sunday Night Football, and they so casually, like Mike Tirico.
Yeah.
Like, I did not know this was coming. Tirico's like, and coming up next, we're going to find out who the halftime show is. And I'm like, oh, damn. Like, Tirico was just holding that in his pocket, huh? And there he is, Bad Bunny, sitting on a goalpost with a straw hat. And everyone's like, wait, what? Bad Bunny?
He was carrying a golf bag, too. It was weird.
Bad Bunny,
He's
otherwise
still
known,
caddying for Happy Gilmore.
otherwise known as Happy Gilmore's caddy, is an international superstar. Let's not be naive, but let's not also make it seem like everyone knows Bad Bunny. It's a very interesting choice by Jay-Z, Roger Goodell, in the NFL. I think we could say interesting choice. Now, here's my thought. My initial thought was, what about Taylor Swift? Because we had all those little breadcrumbs, those Easter eggs of sourdough and 60 and all this. Like, ooh, Super Bowl 60. And then Metallica. And then you heard rumors last week like Adele. And then we were all thinking, oh, she's too slow. Like, she's got a great voice and great songs, but not Adele. And then you heard Post Malone. And then over the weekend, there were internet rumors that Miley's close to signing the contract. I had not heard. Am I wrong by saying no one else heard Bad Bunny's name even in the conversation?
They kept it under wraps.
That was the most like under wraps anything's been kept because I didn't hear a thing, a peep about Bad Bunny. Now, let me tell you, when Covino and I worked over at ESPN, we worked very closely with a lot of the people that work for ESPN Deportes. To say that Bad Bunny is a superstar is an understatement. You just must not have many Latino friends or know anyone that speaks Spanish. This guy's an international star. But here's the question. Is it the right act for the Super Bowl? 877-99 on Fox. If you want to chime in, that's one of our things that made you go, week 4. I look at it this way. We often neglect to realize when something's not meant for us, right? Let's say you're let's be honest, middle-aged white guy who loves football and you're going to watch no matter what. They got you hooked. You're watching the Super Bowl and everything involved with the NFL playoffs. You're watching Mondays, Thursdays, Sundays, Sunday nights. You're locked in. They got you. They don't need to get you anymore. So it's very clear that last year with Kendrick Lamar and this year with Bad Bunny, they are shooting younger. They're going for different ethnic backgrounds. They're going global. The NFL playing games in Ireland and Spain and Mexico. The game's expanding. The fan base is trying to expand. So Bad Bunny, to me, is just a clear indication that, you're not the demo they're going after. You're locked in, middle-aged white guy. And I'm in that group. If they wanted middle-aged white guy, if they wanted to super serve the 40 to 60-year-old dude, Metallica's the answer. But they're going after the younger generation. So this is definitely a pick for the younger people. And, hey, you know what? I think it is funny how we overanalyze what's going to end up being 15 to 20 minutes of your life 6 months from now. I think we'll be okay. I think it'll be fun. Bad Bunny, there's going to be hot dancers. He's going to put on a show. You just may not understand anything he says. But you know what? Hey, you have a few months to do some Rosetta Stone. Learn a little more Spanish if you're too worried about it.
Oh, man. Should I do my best Fernando Cruz?
Yo.
Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. So fired up about the postseason ghost season. Spooky season's here. Halloween's upon us. And right now we're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, and it's time for our tire rack play of the day. Speaking of the Yankees.
Los Yankees.
Last night, the Yankees stayed alive.
Staying alive.
3-2 pitch. Jazz runs. Pitch. Swing on. Line drive. Right field. Fair ball. Here comes Jazz. Coming around third. Rojas waving him. Jazz coming down the line. Here's the throw to the plate. He slides. He is in there. He's in there. The Yankees have the lead. It's 4-3 New York.
He was in there like swimwear. I don't even know what that means.
Oh, Jazz.
Why did they say in there like swimwear?
It doesn't even rhyme.
Yeah, I don't even know why. But, man, what a slide. What a moment. Jazz Chisholm, superstar. I love that dude, and Wells came through big. That's courtesy of Yankees Radio Network. That was our Tire Rack play of the day. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
And as we're talking about baseball and all the stress of the postseason, and I was going to say Manny Ramirez. Not Manny. Ramirez gets thrown out at second after a 2 RBI double. So it's 6-3 going to the ninth. And Cleveland's got 3 more outs to try to stay alive in the 2025 season. So we shall see. It got a little closer. So, NFL tonight, before we get into Win 50 Hits, when your team is decimated with injuries, like my 49ers are, and I'm not bitching and complaining, I'm just being real because, look at any injury report. Kittle, out for a little while still. We don't know when Ayuk's coming back. Bosa for the year.
It's bitching and moaning.
Purdy, Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall. The list goes on and on. When your team is down and out like that, what type of mentality do you go into the game with? Meaning, like, it was Rams by like a field goal because they were home. Then it went to Rams by 5, 6, 7. Now it's 8.5. Vegas is saying Rams minus 8.5. Do you go in ever to root on your team like, well, they'll probably lose tonight? Danny, I hate to be a jerk, but you're a Raiders fan. Do you go into a lot of weeks thinking, well, we're probably going to lose, but come on, Genty, show me something. Or should I hold out hope? It's a divisional battle.
Yeah, you have to. You go into the week, you're nervous about it, but you think about all the bright spots on your team, even if there are positions where you're struggling.
Historically, Danny.
I think
Kyle
that's why
Shanahan.
we all watch, though, Rich, to watch the unthinkable, the unspeakable, the unbelievable. And that's why, because it could happen.
Yeah, and sometimes, Rich, the games you're supposed to win, you lose, and vice versa.
That's true. So, look at it this way. Like a week ago, up until the fourth quarter, the Saints played the Bills tough. I get it. Anyone could play with anyone. But historically, other than, unfortunately, like maybe 1 or 2 postseason games that mattered, Kyle Shanahan's schemes have sort of owned Sean McVay. The Niners have played historically well under Kyle Shanahan against the Rams. So there is a part of me that's like,
With Mac Jones, though?
I mean, Mac Jones is.
Did you see the outfit he rolled up with today? I thought he was the King of Hearts.
half
Did you
black
see it?
suit, half red suit?
No, I
Yo,
didn't.
was
I'll look it up.
styling.
when you roll up with that sort of swag, you're trying to create some magic tonight, and that's what I think that's the mindset. It's like, yeah, you're hurt and your whole team's not there. You're hoping to see some magic.
Mac Jones has played admirably this year. In fact, he's the Niners quarterback that's undefeated so far, right? When you think about it.
True.
And he works well with Kyle, and you're going to get a hell of a lot of Christian McCaffrey tonight, right? So we shall see. 49ers defense, Robert Saleh said, anyone that messes with him, he'll end their world.
Yeah, he said all F your world up.
So we'll see. I think it's going to be a fun Thursday night game.
It is. And it's amazing that we're talking baseball. Like a few years ago, we were not talking baseball like this when Thursday night football was on. We just weren't.
Covino, as we get into when 50
But
hits
it's
in
a
a
good
second,
time. It's a good time.
There is that stat I sent to you and Danny G. It's worth just reading real quick before we move on. As far as like stats and numbers, MLB attendance and viewership, the growth this year is insane. Way up on every platform. It's up almost 10% on Fox, FS1, ESPN's up 21%, TBS almost 30%, MLB Network 13%, MLB TV 34%. Attendance is up for the third year in a row,
Credit
and
the
it
changes
keeps growing.
and credit the star power. We've been saying it all season, but the proof is out there now.
It's the most viewed season ever on social media clips with 17 billion views on social media.
So you got that and some football, and we'll be talking about it more. But right now, look at the time. Let's go.
There's a certain. Yeah! What we gonna do right here is go back. Back into time.
Throwing it back for a Thursday. Old school when 50 hits. At 50 after, CNR give you the time capsule topic, and we reminisce together.
Yeah!
So there's so many ways we could take this conversation. We'll figure it out. I have a plan. But on this day, and they call you On This Day Boy.
I
Rich,
am.
as a pop radio host, he loves On This
Well,
Day.
I find on this day trivia like the least lame, like mainstream things. Like, for instance, today, this is not where we're going with old school, but you know what the anniversary is today, Danny? What is love? The Butabi brothers.
Night at the Roxbury.
Night at the
debut.
Wait.
Night at the Roxbury.
The anniversary of Hadaway's What Is Love, or
No.
the night of the sketch airing on SNL?
Night at the Roxbury.
Or the movie.
The
What do you-
movie
the
came
movie.
out.
Okay, gotcha.
On this very day in 1950,
A long time
Charlie
ago.
Brown. Who the hell is Shermie? Shermie and Patty premiered?
Yeah, the two characters they said that quickly were off the comic strip.
I don't even know Shermie, but I know Peppermint Patty and her sandals.
Who are the other two? Shermie? You know who Shermie's hanging out with? You know there was a fourth. It was Snap, Crackle, Pop, and like Shazam.
It was,
was it?
Pow or something. I
Pow,
don't know.
yeah.
But anyway, on this day, the Peanuts comic strip was printed and debuted in 1950, premiering in 9 newspapers. So the unlucky Charlie Brown became a thing. And the comic was printed eventually over the years in over 2,600 newspapers
Dang.
and translated into 21 different languages. Original strips continued until February 13th, 2000, and were all hand-drawn by the strip's creator, the legendary Charles Schultz.
Legend.
Legend, for sure. But it all started on this day in 1950. And with the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown premiering again
love
this
that so
holiday
much.
season, it got us thinking of your favorite cartoons growing up and your favorite cartoon specials.
I don't want to burst your bubble.
Yeah.
I watched The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown with my kids last year.
It was fantastic.
It is awful.
Oh, Sam,
Oh,
you hear
stop!
this? You hear this?
Oh,
That's just
man.
blasphemy!
You have these memories of it being like so fun and cool, and you're like, oh, The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, it's ass. I watched it
No.
last year. There's
No, kids today are ass because they have no attention span.
No. All right, listen, we're going to get into it. We'll reminisce a little bit. Old school and 50 hits. You guys are all ass clowns. More Covino and Rich next. Hey, Fox Sports Radio.
Have you ever been done dirty in a pic? Well, the 76ers did Jared McCain dirty in a picture that went viral because he's sitting there posing in front of a bench press, but on that bench press are 2.5 pound weights. Look at this, 2.5 pound weights. So that's a total of 50 pounds. 45 pound bar, 5 pounds, 50 pounds. He's benching 50 pounds. The only guy I know that lifts less than that is this guy, Rich Davis, and his Pee Wee Herman workout. But it got us thinking of other pics where athletes got done dirty. Oh. And the first one that comes to mind is the Tom Brady Combine. Because this one just never stopped showing up.
Well,
haunted him his whole career.
It's not so much that he looks bad. He just looks like an average fella. But it's Tom Brady, the studliest,
it was always
winning men.
Look how far he's come from that. He's sitting there in his boxer shorts, all pale. Just like our next one, which I find to be the ultimate disrespect because I think it diminishes our GOATs like Tom Brady, and that's the Michael Jordan cry face. Michael Jordan, they did him so dirty with that cry face everywhere, all over social media. Poor Michael Jordan.
And he acknowledges it because at the late, great Kobe Bryant's service, he said, I'm going to try to keep my stuff together. I'm going to try to keep my shit together because I don't need another cry face.
Yeah.
So he knows it's out there.
Another time where an athlete got done dirty is your boy. And I loved it, though. I loved it. Your boy.
It's my boy.
Juan Soto.
Dude, this was a bad angle. Juan Soto is not a fatso.
You remember when Juan Soto was putting on the Mets jersey and he was there and he was like 6 months pregnant? Remember that? I loved that as a Yankees fan at the time.
He just had a big lunch. He went to Carmine's.
I could be he. I could be he.
He had some street meat.
He was just at the Shake Shack. But it makes me think of Patrick Mahomes too because it's always, look how soft he is. He's the GOAT. He's the guy.
Bod. He's got the dad bod.
He became the poster boy for dad bods everywhere because he's not as ripped as you would think he is.
Well, again, if you watch Quarterback.
Man, you guys did me dirty.
If you watch Quarterback on Netflix, you realize he's so pliable and flexible. And
Pliable?
No, he does.
Clay?
But if you've seen his workout, it has nothing to do with weight training. He is bending in all weird positions so that he could get crushed by, like a Max Crosby and survive. So
yeah, it doesn't affect his gameplay by any means. It doesn't matter, but unflattering and it goes viral.
Yeah.
And there's one picture for me in particular, Rich, where it's haunted me for the past, how long have we been here in California now?
10 years.
For 10 years. Now, there's a random story, but our very first broadcast.
Sounds like a name drop, too, by the way.
It does. But our very first broadcast, it's not bragging if it's true, here in Los Angeles was at Henry Winkler's house. Much like he said to Patrick Mahomes, you have a spot at my table. Remember he said that to Mahomes?
And we took him up on it.
And Mahomes was like, oh, man, better believe it, Fonz, I'll be there. He said that to us. When you guys get to California, you could broadcast at my home.
It may have been a September to forget for the Detroit Tigers, but so far it's an October to remember. The Tigers have beaten the Cleveland Guardians in Game 3 of their American League Wildcard Series. Final score of that Game 3, 6-3, winning the best-of-3 matchup 2-1, and the Tigers will now move on to face the Mariners in the American League Divisional Series. There's a Game 3 going on Chicago's north side. Cubs on top of the Padres right now, 2-0 in the third inning. Pete Crow Armstrong, an RBI single of 4 the Cubs to give them the lead in that Game 3. Brewers await the winner of that contest. Red Sox and Yankees tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. No practice today for Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson, out with that hamstring strain. Commanders will not travel Terry McLaurin or Noah Brown, as the wide receivers will miss their game in L.A. against the Chargers coming up on Sunday. Tonight in L.A., it's the Rams and Niners in Week 5, 8:15 Eastern. I'm Dan Beyer.
Oh, yeah.
Buddies!
You heard the guy broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, live from the mean streets of L.A., Vato Loco.
Yeah, what a week, man. Wildcard baseball, Week 5 of the NFL. What a country.
What a month.
What a month.
Can I shout out all the Vatos Locos forever? Even Tres Puntos, because it's Hispanic Heritage Month. It continues through the 15th. So, órale! And enjoy the postseason ghost season. Tomorrow, by the way, if you're keeping score at home, we play a new game that Danny G created called Brainwave, so stick around for that. But first and first, mostly, we be rocking out. Let's go. So, yeah, Brainwave tomorrow. That'll be fun. Your chance to win some prizes. You could watch it on our YouTube channel. You can watch us now, Covino and Rich FSR. And speaking of, our bonus pod debuts right after the show today, an hour from now, on the same channel, Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. So watch it, be a part of it. You can also stream it, but it's more of a TV show, a YouTube show. Overpromise with Covino and Rich. We're going to play a game. Can you name that playoff baseball kid from their little kid picture? We'll talk about colognes, actually. We'll throw it back. What are your favorite colognes growing up?
Definitely Bartolo.
No, you know why? I'll let you know why. Because Lamar Jackson, did you know he had his own?
Businessman, a lot of athletes. I never had it, but remember Michael Jordan had his cologne back in the
Derek
day?
Jeter. Yeah, but I didn't know Lamar Jackson was an entrepreneur like that. So we'll talk some colognes, some football, Rich's picks. That's all on Overpromised an hour from now on our YouTube page. So join us live. And like we do every Thursday, we're throwing it back old school and 50 hits right now.
One baseball question before we get to all your feedback, because we are talking cartoons on the anniversary of Peanuts. Charlie Brown, poor guy, got the football pulled away every time.
And by the way, Sam dances like one of the Peanuts crew, like naturally. Those are his natural dance moves.
His legs move that way.
Yeah.
Look at him. If you're watching on the YouTube feed, there he is. All right, so my baseball quick question before we get back to cartoons. I know Shohei Ohtani's going game 1 on Saturday against the Phils. That's the novelty of having a Shohei, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, I'm like, oh, so then Blake Snell, Danny G will be lined up. You guys don't play game 2 until Monday. It's Saturday, then Monday. There's not Saturday and Sunday. So Blake Snell's going to have like 5-6 days rest, which is great. Yankees?
Blake Snell looks like he never has any rest, though. That's ironic, don't you think?
He's tired as hell all the time. Like, yo, Blake, take a nap, bro.
Unpack the luggage, man. You got lots of bags.
If you guys are playing...
I say that respectfully. He's a gamer.
Cove, if you're playing the Blue Jays on Saturday, right? You don't push Max Fried on short rest in the divisional, do you? Or do you say, oh, no, we'll save him for Sunday?
And what were they saving him for in the previous
That's what
start?
I'm saying.
So I would say yes. But that's why they yanked him with 102 pitches.
But, Covino, you guys, the Yankees, if they do win tonight, that Yankees-Blue Jays series, games 1 and 2 would be Saturday, Sunday. Do you save Max Fried for Sunday? Because he pitched Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You're not going to go a guy on 3 days rest at this point, are you? Because then you would
Probably
go.
not.
You would
They
go
got
Fried-
Luis Heel, so
you would go Freeze and Rodon games 2 and 3 if you move on.
And remember, Luis Heel, the king of the heel, is your reigning rookie of the year last year, so he's no scrub.
Okay,
So-
TLC.
Yeah, so you'll probably get that, then Fried, then
Okay.
Rodon.
I just love how, Danny, the pitching matchups, when you get to the next series, they're always a little lopsided because of the previous series.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like every series lines up like, all right, let's bring the aces out again. Sometimes your ace might pitch game 3, and then it's just sort of, it's wonky in a really fun way. All right, back to the anniversary of Peanuts, Charlie Brown.
You know what?
Poor guy never got to kick the football.
As Kevin Hart said,
I never got a Snoopy snow cone machine.
you're going to learn something today. And I know it's not a crazy baseball stat, but it is kind of cool when you think about Peanuts debuted on this day in 1950. That was before our parents were born.
My dad was born the following year.
Right.
Yeah.
And it lasted through 2000, and the legacy still lives today. Joe Cool, Snoopy, Charlie Brown,
yeah.
the whole crew.
Knott's Berry
Franklin's there.
Farm. There's a Snoopy land.
Oh, yeah. No, I still love it, even though Rich took a mean
Dude,
steamy
it's
on it.
garbage. Let me tell you, the legacy is amazing. The music, the little piano riff, the comics, the newspaper
I think
cartoons.
there's such a special feel about their Thanksgiving special, The Great Pumpkin. There's like
Do you mean the Thanksgiving special where they made the one black character sit on the opposite side of the table? Racist.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
I know.
No,
it is true.
but I will say,
But Franklin's my guy.
I so enthusiastically showed my kids the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and I'm like, kids, sit down. We're gonna watch something really special for Dad. We watched the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. It was trash.
Why though?
Yeah.
What was
Sam
what
wants
was,
to fight you on
Okay,
this.
there's
Sam,
the not so great Pumpkin Charlie Brown?
Sam, the plot goes nowhere. It has no story.
It's for children.
It's reminiscing. You're reminiscing and you're glorifying your
no,
childhood.
I
because-
used to watch it till into my teenage years
Such a
on
peaceful
VHS.
vibe. Yeah, there's something so special
there's
about
a
it.
scene.
He
Can I
sleeps.
tell you-
He sleeps in the pumpkin patch, and he wakes up and he's like, "I guess the Great Pumpkin didn't come."
There's that.
It's the worst.
What about the scene where they're walking across that field at night? That makes you feel
Awful.
so lonely.
No.
But in a good way. That's what Charles Schultz was all about.
No,
He wasn't
dude,
about all positive
it's
feelings. He was about a mix of
trash.
life's feelings. That is life.
Charlie Brown is
Walking across that field
trash.
at night, it was
Or maybe it shows you the
sad.
problem not with your kids, Rich. The world today where you need overstimulation. There was
No,
something
you know
peaceful
what's
and nice
up?
about
the
it.
soundtrack to it was like it was
Yeah.
sort of like made you feel alone and sad, and you're like, "Where is the Great
Yeah, that's
Pumpkin?"
what I want to feel. Alone and sad.
But
you
it was
weenie.
that's what Charles Schultz's magic was.
Let me
I think.
tell you something. It's trash. Don't watch it with your kids.
Wow.
There's stuff that other people taste trash that I think is better. You know what's better? Hubie Halloween. You know what's better?
Oh no!
What's-
are you kidding
what
me?
is that?
Rich is a weird guy.
what is
What
that?
about the coal and the I got coal in my sack for trick or treating. That's
No,
a great scene.
It is the worst. Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown is not even worth watching. They shouldn't even air it.
Wow.
Secondly,
Do you know how many animated specials the Peanuts had?
like 5
Take-
too many.
Take a guess.
Well, the Thanksgiving one.
I already saw
the
Danny's
Christmas one.
I mean, there's obviously a top 10 list all over the internet.
Peanut. Probably 3 to 5.
No, 51 animated specials
Oh, geez.
through the years.
Yeah.
Wow.
That-
I mean,
that-
we know like 5 of them,
That
maybe.
Christmas time is here makes me want. I don't want to say what it makes. So, Charlie Brown stinks.
Screwed you, Scrooge.
I'll tell you what doesn't.
You're
stink.
gonna get a
feel
rock. You're gonna get
bad.
a
I
rock in
watched
your
that.
trick or treating bag.
I watched this.
Andy helped give us Snoop Dogg.
He was a
Rich, he's still giving back. I sent you guys a story from CBS Los Angeles. Snoopy helped deliver service dogs to Southern California.
You know what? No, it was good. What's that pumpkin my kids watch?
Spookly, the square pumpkin.
Spookily the Square Pumpkin.
I've
Now
seen
that's some good
Well,
kids
that's
programming.
a newer Disney flick.
Hey, Dan Byer, you got a cute little son. Do not watch the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown with him. You'll be wasting your
Don't
time.
listen, Dan. Don't listen to him.
I'm telling you right now.
It's propaganda.
Don't waste your time on
Cover
that.
your
trash.
ears, DB.
It's hurting our feelings here, man. But based on that,
I'm
right?
thinking truth. You know what it's like? Can I give you one analogy, then I'll shut up for a while? I used to love Don't Be Ridiculous. As a kid, I remember being Larry and Balky, Perfect Strangers, how funny. And I went back and watched an episode, and I'm like, yeah, funny for 12-year-old idiotic me watching
You're gonna
TGIF.
compare a stupid show like that to a legendary comic character and cartoon like Charlie Brown and the Peanuts?
Can you please watch
Perfect Strangers was a trash show back then.
Can you please watch it
Yeah,
tonight?
but Perfect Strangers no better than Alf or like
I
a
was
Small
going to
Wonder.
say, thank you. Alf
How?
doesn't live up.
Yeah, this Peanuts.
None
is,
of them do.
is
And you're,
part of your American
you're
culture.
glorifying
No, you don't ever
trash.
trash on Alf, though.
So
But deep down inside, Danny, I know it's not good. I want
But it was
all of you.
never good.
Your homework assignment is to look yourself in the mirror, slap yourself,
Wow.
and then watch the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, slap yourself again, and then come in tomorrow and be like, Rich, I'm so sorry you were right.
That's because you're a pea brain.
Ryan Bershing is in here flipping
yes,
you off because
yeah.
unbelievable, the blasphemy.
Bersh.
Rich isn't a
Rich,
fan of
no,
the Rich.
no!
90% of the country is going to disagree with you on this.
You're
All
all,
right, so-
you're all lying to yourself. You're
Here's
all
why
lying.
we're bringing it up. We're bringing it up because Peanuts, the comic strip, debuted today in 1950 with Charlie Brown, the unlucky bald-headed Charlie Brown, rocking the same shirt he rocked for, over 150 years. Shermie and Patty were the original characters, and it was printed over 2,600 newspapers, translated in 21 different languages, so internationally known, international fame. And the original strips continued until February 13th, 2000, and they were all hand-drawn by Charles Schultz. And, of course, The Great Pumpkin and all the specials that we watched growing up got us thinking about old-school cartoons that we love to pass down to our kids, the ones that we thought held the test of time until Rich dumped all over.
Who's the little piece of trash that would pull the football away? What's that?
Lucy.
Yo, Lucy.
You know what? You lose
No,
all
no, no.
credibility.
No,
I feel like you don't know what you're talking
I know
about.
exactly what I'm talking about. I watched.
That's
hold
a
on,
that's a
hold on.
sports
Lucy says, jump up and down, listen to Lucy.
I know everything.
Listen to
Can I just
Lucy.
say this? I was Sam.
Yes.
I've watched all of these, trying to recapture something.
And how do you not know the names of the
because
main
I
characters?
know, because I-
That's
I-
like saying, who's that guy? Who does Donald Duck date again? Like, how do you not know the
No,
characters?
I do. I was about to say Peppermint Patty, and I knew I was wrong, so I just said real quick. Anyway,
Peppermint Patty drives a Subaru.
100%.
The very first Peanuts special, by the way, is a very Charlie Brown Christmas, which a lot of people have ranked number one.
Peppermint Patty drives a Subaru might be the best line of the day.
That's a good thing.
By the way,
My parents drive a Subaru.
Very
I-
safe cars. Very safe
I'm
cars.
just gonna say this.
And Rich, ranked number two, it's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. So
That-
suck it.
Yo, what are they? What
No,
are they
dude, it shows the problem with your attention span and kids today's attention span. And anyone listening to the show could hear it because you're so hyped
No.
up. There's no surprise that you can't sit and enjoy this.
No, it's unenjoyable. I'm not even joking at this point.
That's
You
how
know-
I felt about Hubie Halloween.
you know-
I got 20 minutes of that. I'm like,
know-
this is ridiculous.
How dare you? Dan Patrick's in that.
I know,
all
but it's crap.
No, secondly, I'm going to give you something else that's even. I'm going to tell you something that's so bad that's even better than Charlie Brown. I rather watch Ernest Scared Stupid.
That's another Halloween classic. What is wrong? Ernest Scared Stupid was scary as a kid, and it probably still holds up.
I don't know. So based on
Oh,
that,
you don't know. Come on.
what are
That
those?
thing was oozing out of its mouth and his nose. That thing was gross.
What
the
are the
troll.
old school cartoons that stand the test of time and that you love near and dear, that you want to share with your kids? The old school cartoons that you vouch for. And if you think Rich is wrong, please be the guy to tell him, because I tell him every day and he doesn't believe me. 877-99 on Fox, 877-99 on Fox, and at Covino and Rich, and at Fox Sports Radio on social media.
I'll give you a cool old school cartoon. Heathcliff, no one could.
Oh, yeah.
terrorize
I
him.
agree.
Agreed.
Heathcliff
You know
was
why?
cool.
And I put him over Garfield because Heathcliff kicked ass. He was a
He
badass.
did, yeah, he
They
did.
got out of the house a little more.
And he got all the lady cats. He was
Yeah,
a cool
who-
cat.
remember
lived at the
remember
top of that
remember
car thing.
Remember that tall hot cat? Like if I was a cat,
You would.
if I was
You
a
might.
feline, I would.
You know what? Sam and I have a bond, and Rich, I know you'll agree with it. Something that Sam and I bond over, because he said something. He's like, "Oh my God, you understood my reference,"
It's something you and
and it's one that you will not deny. You can't deny it, and just because your kids don't like it or whatever.
Did you make like a Gargamel reference or something?
No,
what-
nope. One day Sam made a reference, and I picked up on it, and he was shocked that I knew.
What was it?
And it was, who's the most remarkable, extraordinary fellow? You, Sinbad the Sailor. Old school Popeye cartoons.
Those are great.
Are still great, and if you watch them with your kids, because you
They
don't
are,
really see
they're
them,
so good.
you have to have like some old DVD or pull them up on YouTube. But those old ones, Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, Sinbad the Sailor.
I loved Popeye as a kid. In fact, my mom, get this, I didn't want to eat vegetables like every little kid. This is a true story, I was Sam. My mom would cook spinach, put it back in the can, and I would eat the spinach out of the can. Yeah.
If you want to live up to that shirt that you
And then I would
have
try.
that says,
Then I would try to find a women tied to railroad tracks. Never found one.
hey, chum. But the old school Popeyes are still fantastic.
We talked about this is because they would craft physical sets and then do the animation on top of it.
Yeah.
And it had this very much like appealing visual aesthetic.
Watch Sinbad the Sailor, watch Abu Hassan, Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. Watch some of those old Popeyes. They stand the test of time.
Hey, Sammy.
Yes.
You ever go to the Santa Monica Pier and they actually have a little display about the guy that inspired Popeye?
I have not seen that.
Yeah,
I've been
real
there to
dude.
Pier,
It was
but
a-
not
it's
seen
It's
a
a
it.
real dude, and you're like, oh my God, it looks like Popeye.
And,
because,
he had the pipe and everything.
Okay.
So we're going to your phone calls now. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Apparently, Rich isn't excited. He thinks it's the weak pumpkin, Charlie Brown. But it's the anniversary regardless.
No, it's the weakest.
Your
pumpkin.
old school favorites. Let's go to the calls.
Let's go to Daryl in Ohio. What's up, D?
It's got to be you, fellas. I'm just hanging out here at the Art Institute, watching the traffic go by.
What's up? What's up, buddy?
Hey, my favorite is Johnny Quest.
Yeah, there was a lot of those. Johnny Quest is old school Hanna-Barbera, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those old Hanna-Barbera ones, I love them. I don't know if
I
they
do
stand the test
too.
of time, but I think they're super cool.
Such a good production company. And I was telling you that they used to have primetime specials like on Friday night where it was that flying arc with all the characters on the deck.
Yeah. Great call on that. Hanna-Barbera, legendary. You know, there's a theory. We mentioned this before. They say that the Jetsons takes place the same time as the Flintstones, just in different, one's in outer space and one's in
the air, one's
in
on the
bedrock.
ground. Yeah. Let's go to our buddy Trip in Vegas. Trip, how are you, friend?
Hey, good to talk to y'all. I would say I always like watching Bugs Bunny and Roadrunner, but then a show that I love was the Laugh Olympics. I know that may not stand the test of time, but the Laugh Olympics was always good on Saturday mornings.
Just Saturday morning cartoons alone is something that kids today will never truly get to enjoy the way we did. We would fly down the steps. We'd have the smell of mom's pancakes in the air, have a bowl of Apple Jacks or whatever, and watch Looney Tunes and Muppet Babies and then American Gladiators.
I have a question, and part of my pervy thought as I get older. Looking back, was Smurfette like getting with everyone?
No.
Or was she?
Smurfette was, if you really look up the character, she was like a decoy. She was she worked for Gargamel. Gargamel sent her or something like that to lure the
But
Smurfs
that wasn't
back.
like the storyline of the cartoon, though. But that was the original.
Yeah, I think that was the original thought. She was there to like tempt other Smurfs.
I always thought that the only person that looked at themselves in the mirror more than Steve Covino was Vanity Smurf. Is that true? I think so.
Yeah.
All right, let's say hi to John in Virginia. What's up, John?
Hey guys, how you doing? Love the show.
Thanks, man. What's up?
Not a whole lot. 2001, my wife was pregnant and had a guy at work do a plywood cutout of my favorite character, Foghorn Leghorn.
Well, I said
And instead of a stork, we put that out there, and in the speech bubble, I say, boy. There's a little chick about hen. That is.
That's great. I mean, that was just so much a part of our childhood because they would have the little shorts because they were all shorts that sort of were part of the same episodes, right? Like Foghorn Leghorn was a couple minutes.
Who was the little was it Chicken Hawk? What was
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. With the glasses?
He was like all brave and stuff.
You a Tom and Jerry fan?
Yeah, I watched all
I
that
feel like
stuff.
Tom and Jerry was legit.
Love that. Remember when we were
legit? That was legendary. Tom
when we
and
were
Jerry.
little kids, they had a lot of those cartoons on before the movie. Remember like Woody Woodpecker and Droopy cartoons?
Can I hit you up with something that's a little later? Danny, this is more like you and Covino might be a little too old for this. Sam is younger than me, so after school, I would watch my siblings who are a couple years younger than me. That whole world of Tailspin, Darkwing Duck, those shows were great. Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers. I was a little old because I remember being maybe like 10, 11, 12.
You're
But
going to tell me those are great, but you just passed over Woody Woodpecker, Tom and Jerry, and Droopy Dog,
yeah,
and you could throw Chili Willy in that
those
conversation.
those are better.
Yeah, but you're going to see, like, you're from another planet.
So you think DuckTales is not better than Droopy Dog?
DuckTales has a great theme song.
You don't think DuckTales is
but,
better?
But you totally dismiss Danny G's. Like, those are legendary.
Well, you think,
and
you think Woody Woodpecker is
Yes,
more entertaining?
legendary.
But you think he's more entertaining if you were to sit down right now as a grown man at 40-something years old and I said, objectively watch Woody Woodpecker and then objectively watch DuckTales.
Here's the difference. One's a classic, one is not.
Get out of
One's
here.
a cla-
DuckTales is classic?
To you.
No, to everyone.
Okay.
Droopy holds up. Remember the famous episode?
I don't like anything groupie. Boobs, cartoons, anything. I don't want saggy asses. I don't want Drew. I don't
he was
like.
like-
Yeah, guess what?
me mad.
I don't like
Cove,
Drew.
he's like the sheriff, and Butch, I think, is the name of that nemesis, and he keeps like smashing his finger, and he has to run outside to scream. There are some legendary cartoons from that era.
I'm not a fan of Droop, but hey, good one, Danny. Good one.
Man, Rich is just—he's just hard to please.
But
here.
I think you guys are. You know what it is? I think you guys, and I'm surprised because Danny's got a little one. He's got Koa. I think when you go back and watch a lot of these as an adult, like I said, sitcoms is one category, but even cartoons, you're a lot of times sadly disappointed, like, oh, this doesn't hold up. And the ones that do are fascinating. You're like,
like slow old movies, I get your point, but for cartoons back in the day, they were more violent. There was more physical comedy involved. Things
no,
they
Bugs Bunny's
can't,
great. Bugs
they
Bunny,
think they can't get away with nowadays.
My kids think Bugs Bunny's hilarious, but something that I did find funny, my kids love The Wizard of Oz. But they were like, why is there a song with a million names for 5 minutes before the movie starts? Things were slower back in the day.
They don't want
like,
the credits, right?
Like
they think it's over.
No one, like, what are we doing?
All right.
I'm telling you right now.
Well, why are we talking about this? Because Charlie Brown could have been in the NFL as a place kicker if Stupid Lucy would have just gave him a shot one time. It debuted on this day in 1950, so it got us thinking of old school cartoons and which ones are still special to us. Rich took a steamer on all of our favorites.
Todd in Missouri might agree with me.
Todd, go ahead. You're on the show.
Tom and Jerry was mine, but I did want to agree with you that Peanuts is trash.
Thank you. You guys have, you know,
Well,
you guys.
there's the two people in
why do
America.
okay, then why do people still rock like Joe Cool, Snoopy T-shirts?
Who?
What do you mean who?
Joe Cool? Who?
It's still an iconic like character. Snoopy.
Ask your daughter. Ask your teenage daughter if anyone gives a funk or wagnall. Yeah, you like what? About Charlie Brown.
Mike Harmon, who is a host here, has a show from 7 to 10 p.m. Pacific time, has a Charlie Brown yellow and black shirt.
He's an old-ass guy, Mike
Well,
Harmon. What are you
come
talking
on.
about? You make it sound like, come on.
You act like peanut stuff doesn't
And I like
sell
Mark
nowadays. It does.
That's what I'm saying. Like their merch is still a pop culture sort of thing, internationally, not just here in America. Snoopy's iconic.
Can you guys?
Snoopy laying
I will
on
agree.
the top of the red.
I will agree with
house?
Rich real quick that DuckTales and all those that. What was the other one?
Darkwing Duck.
I'm not saying those
Tailspin
stunk,
and all
Sam,
that.
Chip
but
and
he
Dale.
took-
Those are
he-
all great.
He paid no mind to the classics that Danny brought up.
Well, these are the ones I'm naming are classic too. They're like 30-something years old now. Question for you: will you agree when you're done watching Thursday Night Football, when your team is on an off day from the MLB wild card or divisional round playoffs, when you're not watching the new season of Love Is Blind, because I know Danny's going to start that tonight if he already hasn't.
Yeah.
When you have a free moment,
Season 9.
when you have a free moment, can you please honestly watch Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown and
I will.
and objectively come back and then say, Rich, I'm
All
sorry.
right, if you do me a favor, I'll watch it. If you do me a favor,
Yeah.
Will you show your
no, I don't.
nose-picking kids who have no attention span, just like their dad?
Oh, okay.
Can you show them on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
The Legend of Sleepy
Of
Hollow
course,
with
yeah.
Ichabod Crane.
No, that sounds great. I will absolutely do that. I will show my kids Sleepy Hollow, but I want you to.
the Headless Horseman.
I want you to objectively watch the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown.
I
and-
will.
and come
we
back
all
and,
know it's slow moving.
No,
we knew
and-
then.
But come back the next day and say, Rich, you know what? You're right. It has nostalgia for me, but watching it now,
It's just a
it
different
sucks.
style of cartoon.
Bro,
Rich.
I promise you.
But you're also
gonna,
discrediting like the legacy of Peanuts. It had a long run and it still lives today. And the movie that came out in the around 2015, it did really well. So
Danny, when you brought this up earlier this morning when we were like doing our little prep and stuff, I had no clue I was gonna be so passionate about how much. Because the more I thought about it, I'm like, oh yeah, it stinks. But go on, I appreciate.
Well, we'll wrap it up with your phone calls. The cartoons that we hold near and dear on a Throwback Thursday, old school when 50 hits.
Our buddy Sean hit us up that listens on the iHeart app out
What
here
up,
in
Sean?
LA. Sean Weller said, DuckTales all day. That's a classic now. It's 30-plus years old, Danny.
Life is
No,
like
I
a
love those.
hurricane.
Here in Duckville. Duckland?
Duck
Duckville?
World.
Duck World. But Duckburg. Danny,
Maybe it is Duck.
they've made so many different iterations now of DuckTales. Like, my kids watch, like, a new-fangled version of DuckTales. It's that popular. All right, Dean in Kansas. What's up, Dino? What's up, bud?
I think he's got a bad connection.
Hold on. I heard him. He said, Rich is right. All right, Mo in Arizona. What's up, Mo?
What up, Mo?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Man, you're crazy, man. Peanut still holds up, man. Snoopy, Charlie Brown, man. That's those. I guess that must be more of a generational thing.
Bro,
but
Mo, I think you're high. You high right now? You smoking some weed right now?
Oh, correct me if I'm wrong. Look, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys are right with the Looney Tunes. I like those. But was Pepe Le Pew low key like a stalker?
Yes. Pepe Le Pew is low key like inappropriate. Like
Yes.
Pepe, leave her alone.
Yeah, he needs to take an HR course in today's world. For
Pepe
sure.
Le Pew did not do that course that we do online.
No, but props to Mel Blanc because he did all those voices, as you guys know. But it's insane because they're all so similar, but the personalities of the voices are all so different.
You don't
right?
realize when you hear them next to each other without seeing. You're right; they're very similar. And if you've never seen it,
Like Sylvester's like Daffy, and it's also like Pepe Le Pew, which is also like Foghorn Leghorn.
It makes me think of Roadrunner too. How violent and funny.
I thought anvils were going to be falling from the sky as an adult. If you've never seen it, I'll give you another homework assignment. This is not going to take you as long. Just go on TikTok or Instagram, look up old footage of Mel Blanc doing all those voices on like Johnny Carson or something. He's done them on interviews, and watching him getting those characters, Sylvester, and he does like the shaking of his face and stuff. It's
I like when it does the Porky Pig.
Fantastic.
I love all that stuff. But we'll wrap it up and say enjoy your peanuts with your kiddos or just for nostalgic reasons for yourself. The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown came out on this day in 1950. Well, not the cartoon, the actual comic strip.
Yeah, that
And
special came out this month in 66.
I thought we reaped all the benefits, but Rich says no.
All right, well,
I do want to say before we wrap it up, major props from me to Tom and Jerry, all the Looney Tunes, and who else do I? And Woody Woodpecker. Those are my favorites.
There you go.
I already said
Rocky and
Popeye.
Bullwinkle, Yogi Bear. There's all those classics.
We got more Covino and Rich. We'll take more of your feedback. We'll talk some NFL Week 5. And, hey, a couple more games going to be starting soon. Wild Card Week. Let's go. Covino and Rich right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Now, if you're looking for a new way to hire and manage your workforce, well, I say, Express Employment Professionals makes it easy. Forget about posting jobs, sifting through resumes, being ghosted, and interviews with unqualified applicants. Move up to the pros with ExpressPros.com.
Express is your full workforce solution, connecting you with top talent fast. Every day, Express recruits and screens a variety of workers in your area, so when it's time to hire, they got the talent you need ready to go to work.
Contract workforce through Express can help you manage contingent labor costs and provide the people you need to meet current demands. And if you need full-time employees, Express can recruit for you. Express Employment Pros helps tens of thousands of companies find workers, saving business time and increasing flexibility.
Find the location nearest you at expresspros.com. There's 870 locations, and they're locally owned and operated, but backed by the support of an international headquarters.
Listen, hiring's stressful. Stop the hassles and the huff and partner with Express. Go to expresspros.com. Find a location near you. I think it's the debate that's sweeping the nation right now, and I just don't get it. Remember in the movie Big? I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
What don't you get?
I don't understand how people's hate of the Yankees is really clouding their logic, their common sense. Aaron Judge is your MVP. I don't care how many home runs Cal Raleigh hits. He's having a magical season. I think Cal Raleigh's great for Seattle. Congrats on their victory yesterday. Congrats on his 2 home runs. By the way, Judge also hit 2 home runs yesterday. Are you guys failing to realize that Judge leads the MLB in almost every other category? Guess how many categories Cal Raleigh leads the MLB in? 1 home runs. If that was the be-all, end-all, why didn't Judge win the MVP in 2017 when you gave it to Altuve? That turd. Get out of here.
You keep forgetting there's a whole other side of the game. I don't know, defense, catcher.
Where Judge is also pretty stellar Incubus style.
Hold on, I just saw a
He's
stat.
stellar in the outfield. You're acting like this guy's some sort of schlub. He made one error last year, and everyone keeps bringing that up. I got so many reasons as to why it's so clearly Judge. I need to understand why you think it's Cal Raleigh, because he hit 60 home runs?
Honestly, you defending Judge, it's like fighting with my wife about something where I know I'm not going to win.
It's not. It's ridiculous. It's the debate that's sort of dividing the country right now. And you know what? It's better than late night TV and politics or anything else. So we might as well lean into it.
I'll be honest, this is way more fun to argue about. Judge has played 40% of his games this year at the DH position, which means he has done nothing.
Because he was hurt, and he still dominated. He still led the team.
And when he's in the field, not a Gold Glover, and Cal Raleigh, not only a Gold Glover last year, he was a Platinum Glover, which means the best overall defender. So,
wait, but did you hear what I said before about Judge leading the major leagues in everything? Major leagues.
Oh, major leagues.
Cal Raleigh leads the AL in RBI, not the major leagues. He leads the major leagues in home runs, and that's it. And you know what? And people kissing his dumper. People kissing his ass.
Well, that's a pretty sweet
dumper. People
dumper.
hate the Yankees so much. You're letting it get in the way of the actual truth, which is Aaron Judge is so exceptional and so great. You should be embracing his greatness, not trying to tear him down just to lift up Cal Raleigh. It's the conversation that just keeps going on and on and on. And again, people just want to ignore the stats and hate on the Yankees. That's really it. And, of course, Judge fatigue, which we pointed out throughout the week. What are your thoughts,
Your
man?
thoughts, Mr.
Because I do value your thoughts tremendously.
Yeah, it's not that deep. And I'll just say this. I will tend to go to the guy that I don't think will win it again. So if it's close, I'm going with Cal Raleigh. I think Judge has won it. He'll always be in the conversation. Cal Raleigh may, but we don't know. I always side with that. Honestly, guys, I do it with the NBA MVP, which I think that's how they vote, and that may make people frustrated or mad
it's
that
not a charity vote. I don't get that.
You know what it's like? I'll give you an analogy. You know when you watch a fight, UFC or boxing, you have to judge round by round, and you can't go back and change your round because it's like, oh, well, that's a closer fight than I thought. Maybe I'll go back and give Canelo round 2. That's not how it works. You judge a round, then you move on. Because I'll back Covino up on one and only point because I think it's Cal Raleigh that should win. But we can't not give it to Judge because we're tired of him. Like the Joker in the NBA, you can't be like, well, he's already won a bunch.
No,
Let's
but they
not give
did
it to
that.
him.
They arguably did that to Lamar Jackson last year when they gave it to Josh Allen. Not that Josh Allen didn't deserve it, just like Cal Raleigh doesn't deserve it. But you could say that maybe, Lamar Jackson won it already, so we'll give it to him. Dude, Judge deserves this. I think that is pretty clear when you see that he leads in almost everything.
But the previous years weren't a bar on what was and what wasn't an MVP caliber season. And I say that because Lamar's season last year, passer-wise, I believe is 4th best in NFL history as a passer. That was last season. So I believe there are only 3 other seasons that were better, a couple by Aaron Rodgers. So it's tough to argue against that if you're for Lamar, but the bar that Josh Allen passed when Lamar won it 2 years ago, that tells me
that. Lasers, airplanes, it's a duck blur. Or rewrite history, DuckTales.
This is the hardest Rich Davis rocks out, for the record.
I thought that this should be the Super Bowl halftime show.
We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, Covino and Rich. And for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Props again to Charlie Brown, who could have been an NFL kicker.
Could have been the next Adam Vinatieri, but that damn Lucy.
On this day. And again, cartoons and the references, they're all generational depending on when you grew up. Like Len from Idaho hit us up. He's like, Speed Racer, man. Go, Speed Racer, go. You know, for me, I grew up in the era of Looney Tune reruns and Plastic Man's Comedy Adventure Show and He-Man and things like that.
I was going to say, it's funny you would say.
We're going over the classics.
It's funny you would say He-Man because it wasn't a Saturday morning deal.
No, that was an after-school deal.
So it was in a different category in my mind.
It is.
So almost like Thundercats is in a different category.
You know what I liked about the Thundercats? They always shouted out the hose. So
when you shout out hose, do you think of Hacksaw Jim Duggan or the Thundercats?
Ooh.
Oh!
Hacksaw Jim Duggan. So anyway, it's an exciting day. You can hear it in our voices. Danny G, congrats to your Dodgers.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. Congrats again to the Tigers today. They were pumped. Dude, the Tigers, not that they shouldn't be. I'm just saying, if you didn't see the highlights yet, they were pumped.
Yeah, talk about a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, the Yankees tonight. I mean, it's been great. Of course, you got your Thursday night football. So how could we not be excited?
I don't want to interrupt, but we're in a pivotal moment of this game right here. Cubbies up 2-0 at home against the Padres. Second and third, 2 outs, and it's 0-2 on Fernando Tatis Jr. So this could be a big playoff moment for him, or he could come up, sure, let's see what happens here. So I know we don't do play-by-play here, but it's 1-2 now. So
we'll keep you posted. But based on that,
it's a big moment right now. These playoffs are popping, man.
They are, and the ratings prove that, as we discussed.
Every network, everything, attendance, you name it, up.
Well, let me ask you this, and I said X. Tatis
flied out to right.
Speaking of baseball,
2-0.
There's a lot of buzz if you follow social media trends. And if you don't, that's why we're here. We keep you up on it. I keep scrolling so that you don't have to. I do the ball scroll, and people say I shouldn't sit that long.
It's bad for you.
Because it's bad for me.
You're going to get hemorrhoids.
But I do it because I love you guys. I'm sitting there, and there's a lot of buzz on social media about Judge's legacy and how it all depends on whether or not he wins the big game. He wins the World Series. He wins it all. And I don't know why.
I mean, it's the one thing that held back Don Mattingly.
Yeah, but everyone's saying, like, now. It's like, he's still got years left.
I know, but what I'm saying is when you think of all the Yankee greats, from the Babe to Yogi Berra to Mickey Mantle to Reggie Jackson
to modern day
Derek Jeter to Mariano Rivera, what do they all have in common? They're winners and champions. The one bummer for number 23, the great mustachio, Don Mattingly, was that he never got one, and his back injury took him out early. I just think that a guy like Aaron Judge needs a World Series to be a Yankee great.
Here's my debate here. And I'm not saying that's not true, because it's sports. You're defined by, did you win or not, right? But Judge is in a different stratosphere. As much as I love Don Mattingly, he's one of my heroes. As much as I love Donnie Baseball and Don Mattingly, what Aaron Judge is doing for baseball is circus-like. It's ridiculous. As I joke, he's Herman Munster in pinstripes. And I say that because there was an episode where Herman Munster was hitting bombs because he's, big Frankenstein monster. He was just hitting bombs on a baseball team.
No, it reminds me of, if you got kids, you ever watch the Sonic movies?
Yeah.
And who's the little red Sonic dude? Like, nails or what is it?
What is it?
What are the nails or
shadow
or
yes,
whatever? Remember, like they play baseball at one of the ends of the movies, and he just hits the ball like that's
like
how Aaron Judge hits the ball.
It's ridiculous. So, is his legacy when he has these circus numbers? He's a 2-time MVP, going for his 3rd MVP this season.
Well,
batting title champion, captain of the Yankees,
Knuckles.
That's
there
it.
Is. Thank you, Sam Knuckles.
Is his legacy really defined on whether or not he wins the World Series? And is the urgency really now?
Well, here's the
criticism.
Listen, no one says, well, Barry Bonds or Mike Trout or or Griffey Jr. No one's saying they stink because they didn't win. So I know
That's
what you're
saying. They're like, because they're exceptionally. They're extraordinary.
He's like an automatic Hall of Famer and legend. I get that. Aaron Judge is the man. But I'm saying, if you want to always go around with your Yankee shirt on and your pinstripes and your Yankees hat, you always talk about earn the pinstripes, the legacy. It's like the Lakers of baseball, right? It's, there's franchises, the Celtics, that are known to win. And if he plays his whole career as a Yankee, which will likely be the case, and doesn't have a World Series, you can't talk about him with the great Yankee lore of these other guys.
I think this criticism comes because I think he's currently batting like 200 in the postseason.
205.
205, and he needs that clutch performance.
Well, guess what? He's 4 for 8 this postseason, so far, so good for you.
So, Judge's legacy. Does he have to win? Think about it, and we'll get to your calls. But Dan Byers got an update. What's up, DB?
Yeah, guys, this just in. Covino and Rich fined $5 million by the FCC for stealing play-by-play earlier. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, Rich. I blame Rich.
That's I'll tell you what, right now the Cubs still hold on to that 2-0 lead against the Padres, bottom of the 5th inning. Earlier today in Cleveland, it was a winner take, maybe not all, but a wild card series between the Tigers and Guardians.
First pitch, swinging line drive, base hit into right. Perez in to score. Torkelson will stop at second base. 6-1 Tigers. Bats are booming in the 7th against Hunter Gaddis.
A 4-run 7th for the Tigers allowed them to top the Guardians 6-3. So Detroit moves on to face Seattle in the American League Divisional Series. Red Sox and Yankees, you guys talked about it tonight. 8 o'clock Eastern, winner gets Toronto.
Wow.
Some injury news from the NFL. No practice for Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson. His teammates, safety Kyle Hamilton, corner Marlon Humphrey, and linebacker Roquan Smith also missed workouts today. Commanders will not have Terry McLaurin or Noah Brown as the wide receivers have been ruled out against the Chargers. And Deebo Samuel missed his second straight practice today. Buccaneers running back Bucky Irving didn't practice again. He's dealing with foot and shoulder injuries. Baker Mayfield did practice for Tampa. Panthers running back Chuba Hubbard missed practice. He's dealing with a calf injury. Second straight day he's missed. Niners and Rams tonight, 8:15 Eastern time tonight. And On3 is reporting that executives with the NCAA are moving closer and closer to expanding both the men's and women's NCAA tournaments to 76 teams. That change would be in place for the 2027 NCAA tournaments. Guys, back to you.
Just overdo it. I mean, it's like 60-something teams isn't enough. Come on. You don't need that. And by the way, Dan, while you were doing that great update, the Padres are they were so shifted over. I know you can't shift the way you used to be able to, but Manny Machado was playing practically shortstop, and the shortstop was right up the middle, that Michael Busch of the Cubs hit the weakest little pop-up to third.
Yeah.
And it just dropped because he just couldn't get to it. They were so shifting, but now a double play erases all that anyway. But still, it was wild to see. I was like, oh, that's a routine pop-up to third. Machado wasn't there. There was no one there.
Every moment counts. It's that time of year. We're Covino and Rich, and we get to your phone calls next. Judge's legacy on Fox Sports Radio. next year begins the robot era. Robot era begins.
Ooh,
Happy
that's
birthday,
a strike.
Paulie.
Strike 3.
Is
You're out.
Wait, is it the robot from Rocky 4? Happy birthday, Paulie.
No, man. It's awesome. MLB is going to implement the automated ball strike challenge system in 2026 after the league's competition committee approved robot umpiring.
Well, let me tell
Human
you.
umpires obviously will
course.
call every pitch, so you're still going to have the human element, so don't be crying about
But
it.
I think there's
They're not
some,
taking our jobs.
But I think there's some idiots that just read a headline because I've already seen people saying like, "Man, no more umps." It's like, no, buffoons, umps.
Teams can appeal 2 calls per game to ABS.
They didn't take our advice, Rich.
I said,
Strike 3.
make it a third, right? If you
If you get the first 2 right, they should have give you a third.
But you know what, Danny G? We saw it executed in the Major League Baseball All-Star Game this year.
Yeah, it worked.
Edwin Diaz was on the hill for the NL. He thought he cut the corner on a third strike. He did a quick tap of the hat within 3 seconds. Boop, boop, boop,
I think
boop,
it takes
strike
up
3.
to 13 seconds is what I heard. But, I mean, it feels very quick. And what is really cool about it is that it's very interactive. During the All-Star experience, we all saw, like, oh, it was a strike. Like, it goes right to the screen. You're there. You get to be part of the process at the game and on TV because you're seeing
bro,
it. And if you could see it, they got to get it right.
There is
Plain
a
and simple.
great strategy also involved where do you use these challenges? If it's the first inning and there's 2 outs, no one on, is your guy going to be like, no, tap, tap, tap? Like, you might want to save
It's actually,
these.
the technical term is rap, tap, tappy.
Oh, if you want to do a little rap, tap, tappy, rap, tap, tappy, rap, tap, tappy.
You have to get a little come
on the kick drum.
Come
Little
on the kick drum.
on the kick drum.
And a rap, tap, tappy.
So I think this is great. And
you kidding me? Innovate or die. This is the next step into getting it right and helping the game move along. Some people, like
keeping
Big Mike,
keeping a human layer to this, right?
Mike is like, forget the human layer. And maybe we're getting to that eventually because
Who?
I'm a fan of the human layer as well.
You know, Big Mike who runs this
but
place?
Mike was like, yo, man,
Never
speed
heard
it
of
up
him.
all the way.
No,
Speed
Big
it up.
Mike actually said, self-checkout everywhere. I want people to lose their jobs, I believe is a Big Mike
The
said.
rules are simple. ABS challenge rules. Each team gets 2 challenges and can keep them if they're successful. Challenges can only be initiated by a pitcher, catcher, or a batter. No belly itchers, Rich. Pitchers,
Okay,
not
pitchers,
belly
okay.
itchers. And the request must come right after the pitch. To signal a challenge, the pitcher or catcher or batter taps his hat or helmet to the umpire. No help from the dugout, which was weird to me because that's obvious, but with all the ways they communicate from dugout to catcher and everything else, there's no way.
If
How are
everyone's
they gonna
saying,
implement that rule?
challenge,
Right.
then you're going to do it.
How are they going to implement that rule?
Dan Byer, I'm not a man that listens to everything Rob Manfred in baseball says, but I really feel like everything from the pitch clock to the bases to the man on second and extra innings, which I thought I wouldn't like, all these things I feel like have been good for baseball. Are you opposed as a traditionalist or no?
No, I'm not opposed. I do think that we are so focused on the robot aspect of it that I think we need to develop like a character, like a cartoon, like a caricature of like a judge who will then hand down the ruling on if it was a ball or strike. Make that guy a character throughout all 30 ballparks.
What if the local mascot appears? Like it could be Mr. Met or Bernie the Brewer or anyone comes out and they come out with like a green or red flag.
I
like
was
they-
thinking like Judge Doubleday, that works like with the history, and then it's this animated feature, and then he comes down and he hits his gavel with a ruling, and it's ball, like that. All 30
Strike
stadiums,
3.
uniform, yes, something like that, like you're out. I think that would be great.
out.
We're very focused on the robot, but I think we need to do it like branch out in that way.
Well, one of the headlines
it's
was the robot era begins or something like that. That's what they're calling it. And I just think that it proves that baseball's headed in the right direction. You get a little compromise of human element, but
Yo, I was Sam playing some Darkwing Duck. Nice.
well, it's hot.
oh
it's
wait,
hot
I'm sorry.
in the studio,
Chippendale
so
Rescue Rangers.
I'm more like a Batwing Duck right now.
Sorry.
Covino and Rich live from the Fox Sports Radio studio.
Chippendale.
Business fluctuations make running your manufacturing business complex, but staffing your business doesn't have to be. Let Express Employment Pros provide the workforce you need. Go to expresspros.com, find a location near you. That's expresspros.com. So, legacies are made. It's the postseason, go season. And the question we pose, just based on social media feedback and buzz and the importance of this time of year is Aaron Judge. He's arguably your MVP of the season, him or Cal Raleigh. Does he have to win this year to seal the legacy?
You know what? I don't think this year, but
or does his stats alone put him up there with the Griffey Juniors and other people you mentioned before that never won, but we don't question their legacy?
I don't think he has to win this year, but Aaron Judge can't retire without a World Series in pinstripes to be put in the conversation with Jeter and Mantle and Ruth. You'll just say he was a great offensive player, like a Bonds or a Griffey or someone that just never got.
I would say you'd still say he was probably the best right-handed hitter we've ever seen in our life.
All right, slow down.
What do you mean slow down? You're downplaying his numbers. I'm saying his numbers don't require any sort of win. It'll help his legacy. I want him to win more than anybody, but I'm not sure he's defined by that. I think he might be an exception.
We have so many random things going on, questions behind the scenes and everything. But let's go real quick, rapid fire. People still want to talk about all the cartoons. We threw it back with legendary cartoons on the anniversary of Peanuts.
Peanuts, yep.
Calvin and Indy, what's up, man?
All right, guys. This is one of the best talk shows ever in history of life.
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
guys,
I agree.
You all
Man, that should be our slogan.
Y'all the best.
Dude, that's a great slogan. We're going to roll with that, Calvin. Thank you.
It's going back to my early days. I was a manager at McDonald's. We used to rush home from McDonald's to watch Voltron, Defender of the Universe.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh,
Yo, Calvin,
so
good one, bro. Let's say hi to Ken in San Francisco. Hey, Ken.
Hey, what's going on, gentlemen?
Yo.
So this is totally generational, but Speedy Gonzalez would not fly today.
No. Sometimes I wear a Slowpoke Rodriguez. His cousin was Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Which is a great character.
He was basically stoned all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm half Mexican. People are like, I don't know, man. I don't know if you could wear that. You're this little racist.
And you're like, but you're Mexican.
I'm like, are you kidding me? He's like, he's a source of pride.
Slowpoke Rodriguez.
You're right. It wouldn't really fly today.
Like we said before. Same with Pepe Le Pew. Roscoe in Florida. What's up, Roscoe?
I'm loving it.
What's up?
I can't believe y'all didn't mention Snoopy versus the Red Baron. That was a classic.
Snoopy Red Baron is classic. The Christmas song, right? Yeah, that is classic. But I'm telling you, the Charlie Brown Halloween Big Great Pumpkin stinks. Ray, you're on. Wrap this up. What's up, Ray?
What up, Ray?
Rich, you suck. I'm in Northern California in Peanuts territory, and my last name is Schultz.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. So you
suck,
suck,
man.
Rich.
Hey, Ray.
Really offended this guy.
Ray, I love you, bro.
Yeah, let's end on that one. That was a great one.
Rich sucks is a great call to end on.
Did our boy that called, did he work at McDonald's or McDowell's? I couldn't hear
I
him.
think he said McDowell's.
Rich,
McDowell's.
The good news for Ray in Northern California is you might be picking his football team tonight.
You know what? I'm going with the 49ers.
Shocker.
Getting 8.5. Now, if you really want to be tricky, if you want to be tricky dicky, you know I've been nailing these tease bets. Danny, knock on wood, we're sort of undefeated on these Thursday and Monday nights.
5-0.
Right? So I like the Niners. Oh, my God, this is like a gift. Plus 14.5. So plus 14.5. What is the over-under for tonight? That's always the tricky part. Do you go over or under? 49ers, 43.5. Go over 37.5. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Robert Saleh's defense might keep him in check. Go under. It's a Thursday short week.
I was going to say, when you don't
under.
overthink it, that's when you've been hitting.
So under 49.5. Under 49.5, Niners plus 14.5. Let's hope Saleh's defense controls the tempo. Now, something I want you to think about for tomorrow. Ask your wife, ask your kids. Covino asked the dumbest, funniest question off the air with Spot. In your life, what athlete's name do you think you've said the most?
In your lifetime.
In your lifetime. Because we were like, man, Covino, Aaron Judge. And I'm like, you know what? Do you think you've said Aaron Judge as much as you've said Jeter?
I don't know. When you pass, though, you go through the pearly gates and they hand you a DVD and a piece of paper. And all your stats are there.
I think so, yeah.
So you'll find out then. But we'll discuss that and more, plus the new game, Brainwave. We'll do that tomorrow. Weekend hobnobbing. Get ready for the weekend. But
what's the chances the Niners and the Yankees win tonight?
Hopefully good for us.
Yeah, I hope so.
But remember, Overpromise premieres next, so join us on Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube, episode 111. Let's go.
All right. Until then, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the Overpromise land.
Goodbye.
Go Yankees!
Yeah!